Good morning, folks. It is Sunday, December 29th, 2024, and it's time to eat breakfast. Now, what are we eating? Well, we got some Bob Evans pork sausage here, premium cuts of pork, just a standard pork sausage. We got Grand's Biscuits here. Gee, wonder what that is. I wonder what Phil's making. Okay, we got 5 eggs, 5 fried eggs right here. That's pepper. The black you see is pepper. I done lost my mind. It's in my home tea, as you can see. I didn't make enough to make up for it, so I only have one for this meal. There we go. There's that. As anyone who's watched my channel knows, you cannot have a breakfast or a meal, for that matter, without having Deer Park water. I was going to put MF in there, but you know it's a family program. Let's just dispense with the cuss words for today. So we're going to slide that out of frame a little bit. All right. So what is next? Well, this is what's next. What's next is a plate. Right here. Got the little sleepy kitty on it. See? Little sleepy kitty. Now what I made this with was this right here. I made it with the Bob Evans pork sausage, but I made it with this type of flour. It's called 00 flour. It's a high grade type of flour. I don't use flour that much, and I might be making me some pizza crust, so this is an excellent flour to make pizza crust with. So, I think I got this at Walmart. Pretty sure I got it at Walmart. So it wasn't too expensive, you know, I think it might have been $6 or something for that. So, what are we doing now, Phil? What are you doing now? Don't keep the people waiting, Phil. What's wrong with you? Phil! Phil, wake up. Phil, are you there? Hello? Hello, Phil. What are you doing? I'm out here. I'm just off camera. I promise I didn't get lost. I haven't had Alzheimer's fit yet. Where am I? What am I doing? Is the stove on? What day is it? I said my last video was January, so, you know. Anyway, this is what it is. What we are having today, my friends, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. A long time. We're gonna put some butter up here because we always have butter. We always have butter. Darn it. All right, so here's some butter. I'm just gonna put this right here. You see some specks on it, that's pepper. It's just wonderful. I had a little... I got this little grinder from Charlestown. It's a little grinder, electric grinder. You spin this around and it grinds it. So I had this pepper here. That is such a pain in the ass to grind the pepper out of. So I said, well, fuck it. I'll put it in there and I'll grind it up, pre-grind the corns up, right? Maybe I can grind them down fine. Wrong, Phil! Wrong! You are wrong! You lose! I ground the shit out of that stuff. And it did not grind down low. It's still... But I put it back in here so there's a little bit of powder in here, but the rest of the powder I put into the eggs. You can see it right there. So that's fresh ground black pepper on the eggs. I have got to blow my nose. Alright, so, now, first off, let's grab some utensils. I need a long fork, and a good knife, which I got a good knife out here. And I can't use a knife I cut pork with, though. That is a no-go. That is a no-go. This little knife should be okay. That little knife should be okay. That little knife right there is sharp as shit. I mean, I only got one of these. Like, if I could get like 4 of these, I'd love to get it. Look at that freaking serration. This sucker is sharp, man. It cuts well, what I'm about to tell you about real good. So, first off, let's take two of these. We'll take two of these. And we'll put a little butter on the inside, because that's what people do. Okay. Take two of these. Okay. Put it on the inside, that's what people do. And what people don't do is about what I'm about to do. I got me some provolone cheese here, and I just have a provolone cheese Jones. I just don't know why, but I do. So we're gonna put this right here, right here. Now what do we got coming, Phil? What we got here is sausage gravy with green peppers and onions in it, and a shitload of black pepper. I lost my butt. I had this right here. I had about that much black pepper, and it didn't look like that much in it, you know? I said, well, fuck it, I'll just throw the whole thing in there. I threw the whole thing in there, immediately knew I made a massive mistake. I knew it. I said, oh, well, I'm going to eat it anyway. Screw it, I don't care. But you're going to see that this is not a this is not a white biscuit and gravy. That's that beautiful white flavor, that beautiful like tan flavor. This is some serious ass. That's a black pepper gravy right there, bro. So instead of trying to fight it onto the plate, well, you know what? We can do that. I want you to see it. I want you to see it go on. Because I made this stuff extra, ultra effing thick. Oh man, this is heavy. There's that. There's that. I don't like my biscuit and gravy to be runny. I just don't. Now I don't know if you can see it, but there is. Let me close this up. Let me give you a close-up look. See the green pepper? There's green peppers in it. There's onion. You won't see the onions because the onions are sauteed down into it. So let's see what we got here, okay? And I had to have some, I wanted to have some damn eggs because I ain't had eggs in a couple of days. And eggs are kind of like life, you know, you kind of gotta have eggs. This right here is peppermint tea and Earl Grey tea mixed. And I will be making me a coffee. I might go a little off the reservation on my coffee because I got this is toasted coconut from Walmart. That's real coffee with a toasted coconut flavor in it. If you put half and half in that to color it, and then you put a half a teaspoon of sugar in it, man, it's like the bomb. It's really good. It's good as a treat. I wouldn't want to drink it every day, but it's good as a treat. I had 2 last night. It was pretty damn good, I gotta admit. Alright, so here we are with this. And I gotta blow my nose again. Man, my nose is running like a track star today. Alright. Where are my wife's glasses? Hope you don't mind. Let's say this prayer. Lord in heaven, we thank you for this day. We thank you for getting us up. We thank you for the peace in our spirit and the health that we have. We thank you for the peaceful worlds that we live in. We hope that all of you live in a peaceful world, at least as much as you can around you. And we ask for your gracious guidance and help with our friends who are fighting health ailments. And we thank you, God, for this for every day. We hope you, Lord in heaven, have a wonderful day in heaven. You deserve to have a wonderful day in heaven because you help us out even when we're screwing up. And we thank you for that, Lord. Please take care of my wonderful wife. Hug her, hold her, kiss her face. Let her know you love her. Let all of our departed loved ones know that you love them too. And we thank you, God, for this for every day. Glory to God in heaven, amen. It is time to eat. All right, so here we go. We're cutting into the biscuit. This is going to be some dose. Well, I don't recommend that much pepper. But guess what? It did not ruin it. I'm still eating all of this. All of it. I won't eat all this today. But I will eat this. I will eat my 5 eggs. Speaking of which. And I didn't necessarily want to mix the eggs in with this. I will use a little bit of this. This. One thing you need to know about hot stuff is if you're eating something that has fats in it, it will always make your hot stuff less hot, which is good. Like if you're eating a real good fatty steak, or you're eating a real good fatty barbecue, and you got like jalapenos in it or something, any kind of pork really doesn't have that much. It has a flavor if it's cooked right, but you almost got to put the flavor into it. Well, I must say I'm pretty happy. I'm going to have a brick of gravy up there when I go to put it away. I don't care. I wanted it thick. I didn't want it runny. Now this recipe for biscuits and gravy came from grilling and smoking with AB. And I thank him for that. His recipe does not include this much pepper, black pepper. It includes a lot, but not this much. And it does not include the green peppers, but at the very end of that, he said for himself, he likes to saute some onions into his biscuits and gravy. And I said, you know what, if you got onions, you gotta have green peppers. And I had some green pepper in the refrigerator, so I said, screw it. I want you to take a close-up look at this pepper. Look at all that pepper, man. Whee! Ride the pepper train, bro. Oh, that's all right. Next time I make this, I will tone down the pepper. I definitely did hit the too much pepper button, but that's okay. I don't care. I like pepper. And the irony about black pepper is this. It is always better if you fresh grind it. Always. It always tastes better. The reason is because when the peppercorn is broken in half and ground down, the pepper starts to oxidize. The air starts working on it, and it starts taking away the moisture and the essential oils and shit like that. At least that's what I think happens. That's why I can eat this and it's not burning my mouth, because most of the pepper power in that is gone. Although there is a great black pepper taste, it's not hot. Now, I'm not saying when in a day or two when I go to the restroom it ain't gonna be hot, but that's okay. Gotta live, man. You know? I was thinking about this for a lot of weeks. I had that sausage at Bob Evans sausage was in my freezer for like 6 weeks, I think. But this definitely hit the spot. It's a crime against nature if you don't eat one of these with just butter on it. It really is. I know this is cheap bread. I know people want to throw dispersions on it, but you know what? Pillsbury still has a pretty good formula to their flour. I hope they always keep that. Please don't go cheap, ultra cheap. The urge is when these CEOs and these executive vice presidents take over these companies, they want a bonus. So what they do is they go in, I want you to make it as cheap as possible so I can show it at the meeting, the quarterly meeting, so I can make a bonus. What about the customers? Screw the customers. Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you a lot, guys. A lot of things I can't say about that. So, hey, we'll just leave that to the sunshine. Hell to you guys. Man. That might be the way to eat this. Put the butter on the biscuit. You know what? I'm going to do something else right now. Put a little bit of butter on that sucker. There we go. I think we're going to leave the provolone alone. I think the 2 slices was enough. It was good, but it's not really a flavor I'm looking for right now. You know what? Let me go up here. Go up here. I'm going to do this with some common sense, because I know if I try to eat this in my hand, it's going to be everywhere. And I don't want it to be everywhere. So let's put this back in here. And my nose is running again. God darn it. Oh. Sorry, folks. I hope you didn't see that. That was pretty gross. Woo! Yeah! So there he is, a biscuit with an egg on it, with butter, with a topper on it like that. And I was going to eat that like a sandwich, but it'll be all over me if I do that. I don't want that. So you got to eat like a person of culture. Now I taste the green peppers. You can see the green pepper right here. I taste the green pepper, but not much. And I don't taste the onions at all. But I think that's probably because I put way too much black pepper in it. But I'm not missing it. You know what? I'm not missing it. We're good. We're good. I know the onions are in there, and if there's some goodness for my body from the onions, my body will get it. Woo! Ha! I'm like a kid playing in a damn sandbox here. Thank you to Mr. AB for giving me that recipe. I know there were many other excellent biscuit and gravy recipes, but his was very plain and concise. Grilling and smoking with AB. His was really short and concise and easy to follow. And in my advanced age, I need easy to follow. Whee! Well, we're going to eat that. Now, I got a shitload of work to do today here at the house, because I've been dragging my ass for 4 days. But I've been doing some stuff for a friend of mine who's been fighting some real tough times. And I also took a present to another friend of mine who's also fighting some economically tough times. So it's been an excellent Christmas break, and we thank the good Lord for that. And we want to say happy birthday, Jesus. May the world enter into a time of peace when nobody has to get a $500 million check from a U.S. president to keep their country going every fucking week. Anyway, did I say, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Anyway. This is real good. Way too much pepper, black pepper. But still eatable. I guess my video is, yes, you can put too much black pepper in biscuits and gravy. I guess that's the title. I don't think these eggs are going to get put in storage. I know what I'm going to do after I get done eating this. I'm going to go in that living room. I'm going to sit down for about a half hour to an hour and curl up like a fat cat and go to sleep. I've already fed Prissy twice today. I just fed her as soon as I got done with this. And she's probably gone off somewhere and relaxed. So there's biscuit with butter. You know what I'm going after here if you saw what's on this plate right here. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. I have another tube of biscuits because I bought the 2-pack. Walmart sells the 2-pack, and I like that. Even though I'm one guy, those biscuits, if you keep them frozen, or well, not frozen, you got to keep them refrigerated. But if you keep them refrigerated, they'll last a long time. Now, would I put green peppers and onions back in my biscuits and gravy? Probably the next time I won't. Probably next time I'll try to do it exactly like AB says. But this was kind of adventure day because I hadn't made this. I'd never made this, actually. And I was just glad to see the stuff thicken up. And I followed his directions, and his directions worked perfectly. I just put way too much black pepper on everything. That might go on top. I might put some in a bowl and put that on top of it, put a wrapper over it, and then store the rest off to the side. Because I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I am pretty damn good. My nose is a track star today. Oh. Well, I'm not happy with myself about the black pepper, but I'm happy with myself about the biscuit and gravy, for sure. As far as the green peppers and onions goes, I like that. I'm really wondering if I want to put some more body in it. I don't know if some chopped steak in the biscuit, or maybe some hamburger cut in the biscuit, and then put the gravy over top of the biscuit and eat it together. I don't know. I had ham in there, and I thought about that, and I was I didn't really want to make this real fancy. And so what did I do? I made it real fancy. But that's okay. You know, it wasn't a complete failure. I did get a meal out of it. I will put that gravy in a bowl. I will put that and this and that in a bowl. Put a little bit of gravy on it. Put that on top of the gravy. That'll be a single serving. I'll put it in the microwave for probably a minute. I only need a minute, because it'll get so hot you can't even eat the damn thing. I mean, the gravy, the biscuit and gravy, I'll use on these later. I'll wrap these up in plastic, and I will probably put them in the fridge, although it's not really recommended because bread has a tendency to get hard when it's in the fridge. This is my Earl Grey and peppermint tea right here. One good thing about peppermint tea, for me, peppermint tea has a natural sweetness to it. I don't need any sugar in anything that has peppermint tea in it. It has a natural sweetness to it. Hey, one thing I did want to say. Last night, I pulled into my backyard of my yard here. I got a place in the back of my yard that I had like 8 trees planted, and they started looking like Tim Burton trees out of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, you know, all twisted and ugly and shit, so I cut them down. And I was too stupid to take them out. And they grew back, and I cut them down, and they grew back, and I cut them down. I got a mess back here in my backyard. And I was looking back here, and I was going, wonder why it's not grown up. I know it's been cold, but normally I get sprigs of shit growing up. I don't know why it hadn't grown up. Well, last night I found out why. And I missed it. I missed making the video. I pulled my phone out, I put it on video, I pressed the button, I saw it through the viewfinder, but it didn't record. There were at least 7 full-grown deer in my backyard last night. A herd of deer. Beautiful, full-grown but young deer. I didn't see one buck. They looked like all does. I didn't see no spike buck in them either. But what a beautiful herd of deer. Now, as a neighborhood resident who does not have a farm or a garden, that is wonderful for me to see. But if I was growing a garden out here, I'd be terrified. Because they will mow that shit right to the ground. But I'm not growing gardens. And I wanted to go back in the house so bad, and I got a spotlight, a Ryobi spotlight. It's a work light, but it works like a spotlight. And I wanted to go back out there and take a picture of it, but I said, you know what? People are just going to have to believe me. I don't want to disturb those deer. They were disturbed enough when they saw my lights. I turned my lights off in my vehicle and drove around the house because I just got my reasons for doing it. But anyway, I drove around the house, parked in the driveway. And I thought about it, and I was so tempted to go try to get a video. Now, when I came back from where I got to go take some information and some stuff to my friend who's fighting cancer, so it's about an hour drive. So when I came back, it wound up being about, I started up there and I went to Walmart and I bought this stuff to make this meal. And I said, I got to go back to the house now. So I went back to the house, dropped this off, put it in the refrigerator. I was zipped up to his house, and I stopped him for about 15 minutes. And it was some information, and it was a
My boss's boss gave us a s'mores kit, which is just amazing. It's in a canvas bag. It's a pot that you put wood chips in, has a grill on it, and then they give you graham crackers and Hershey bars and marshmallows in the kit. And it's a wonderful thought, and I appreciate what he did. But I don't do that. I won't do that because it's only me. But my friend, who has his wife, his 3 daughters, their husbands, their grandchildren, they're going to have a blast with that. So I dropped that off. I also dropped off a box of Swiss Miss hot chocolate with real sugar in it and corn syrup. It doesn't have aspartame or sucralose. And I told his wife, I said, look, the reason I'm giving this to you is because when I'm on my fast, this is one of the key drinks I use that gives me energy. If I need it. I don't take it until I need it, like the middle of the week. I usually try to not take it, but it will help because my friend is very sick and he's having trouble eating. They just put a feeding tube in him yesterday, and it broke my heart to see it because you shouldn't be so sick that you can't eat, but he is. Thank God they put it in there. And she's having trouble with getting the food mix in it. And I hate what I saw about the way they taped it. They put like 10 layers of medical tape over where it goes into his skin. I've never seen anything like that. Normally when you tape a wound, which is what that is, it's a wound, but they have to cut to put the tube in. Normally they're very judicious, very sparing in how they tape. And if you use a great quality medical tape, it'll stick to the skin like no business. You don't have to put 20 layers of the tape on. So it's not my business to tell my friend that. Although I wanted to say to his wife, I want to say, hey, look, this looks ridiculous. This amount of tape looks ridiculous. But he's hurting. And I hope that that they figure out about the drinks they're giving him. One of the things that really pisses me off about these nutrition drinks is that they all assume that you're a diabetic. So they give you nutrition drinks that have sucralose in them. Well, the sucralose attacks your damn stomach and your intestines. It interferes with your ability to make a BM. So you're already sick. Now they're doing this, they're not doing it out of spite. They're doing it because they think everybody's a diabetic. So they don't want to put sugar in the meal. Another thing is, a lot of these drinks are low fat or no fat. And you got to have fat to survive. You got to have fat to live. That's what we're finding out with the carnivore meal, the carnivore diet. That you cut the fats out, you die miserably. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to cut the fats out. I've gone as far as I can to help my friend because anything else puts me in a situation in between him and his doctor and in between him and his care, and all I want is for my friend to get better. But I would say to my friend and his wife, I would say, please make them give you energy or nutrition drinks not for a diabetic. Please don't let them do this to you. Please let them give you, if it has a little bit of sugar in it, it's not going to hurt you because you're not a diabetic. Actually, the sugar might help you. Now, here's one thing to remember. Recent studies have indicated that cancer loves sugar. But what they're talking about is a long-term diet of sugar. They're not talking about an incidental sugar dose that the body will take and say, screw you, cancer, I'm using this. I'm going to use this to kill you. So, I mean, it's just crazy. That's a crazy time. And I have my prayers for my friend and my other friend. So happy I saw him. Man, He's got his place set up nice up there in Maryland, and he lives in a nice neighborhood too, for what it is. I mean, you know, I mean, people come down to my neighborhood and go, well, this is kind of a dump, you know. But we all know each other pretty much. We all respect each other's property. We all look out for each other, and it's pretty peaceful on my street. So, and I think his neighborhood, he said that it went through phases, but as of now, it's pretty peaceful. He's pretty happy. I just hope that he can get some monetary help. He knows he's got to go back to work. I knew that. I've known that all my life. I've known that you are. My dad sort of impressed this on me, was you're the only person that cares about you. Okay. He also said this to me. I'll never forget this. He said, Philip, you will never be able to stand prosperity. That is the smartest, most intelligent, brilliant statement that a human being has ever said to me. It wasn't said in spite. It wasn't said in hate. It was said in love. And he was just warning me. You have the signs of someone who doesn't appreciate money, and money's the only thing that's going to get you through your days. It's not about being in love with money. It's about being in love with having a home, having a meal, having clean clothes, having water running in your sink that you pay for, having electricity in your house. He didn't say all that. He just said that simple phrase. He says, Philip, you will never be able to stand prosperity. So in 2025, 2025 is a whole new year, baby. I got, what? Tomorrow and which is Monday, and Tuesday to fuck my life up financially. Man, I hope I don't do that. I'm very tempted to go to Charlestown after I finish this up, because I've got $130 in free play waiting for me, and hopefully $75 in free food. So I don't know, but this was pretty good. This is pretty good, even with all the pepper. Man, I buried that son of a bitch in pepper. AB was talking about, yeah, you can leave, you can add a little bit of pepper. He wasn't talking about pouring half a damn container of pepper in your damn biscuits and gravy. I think that is going to be a title for this video. Yes, you can put too much black pepper in your biscuits and gravy. I think that's the title. It's got to be the title. But I ate it, and it was delicious. Sorry for yelling. I'm feeling pretty good. No, I never did take a sip of this, did I, or did I? That is some good damn tea. Bigelow Earl Grey. And great value, Walmart brand, peppermint. I got, me and one other person are competing with this shit about 2 years ago, because they would put like 5 or 6 boxes up on the shelf, and I'd take every fucking one of them, you know? But then I'd come in, like I'd run out, I'd go in there, I go, they were all gone. I said, you son of a bitch! You took my peppermint tea! He's like, yeah, I got you, Phil. I got you, whoever you are. He didn't know my name, but he said, I got you, sucker. I got all the peppermint teas before you got here. So when I'm in Walmart, and I see 4 boxes, I usually pick them up, because that peppermint tea, this great value peppermint tea is good. It does favor very hot water, and you know, Bigelow, you can't go wrong with Bigelow tea. Bigelow also has a peppermint tea, which strangely enough sometimes is close to the same price as that great value. And if they don't have the great value, I definitely get the Bigelow peppermint tea or the Tetley peppermint tea. Pretty much any peppermint tea. I haven't had any bad peppermint tea. Haven't had any bad Earl Grey tea either. But good stuff, really good stuff. This was delicious. I got a hell of a mess to clean up, but I just don't feel like cleaning it up. Ding 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 on the road again. Ding 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 ding. I can feel myself on the road again. Ding 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 ding. What's that song? You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to rock away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. And we love you, Kenny Rogers. Man, we miss you, brother. That was a heartbreaking way to see you go, brother. But thank you for that song, and thank you for your years of brilliance in the country music world. Same with you, George Jones. Same with all our gone country singers, Tammy Wynette and Loretta Lynn and all of them. You know, what legends, man. Even Hank Williams Sr. reaching all the way back. Songs about suffering and life and living in love, you know. Anyway, God is always with you. He's always there. You're never alone. There is an evil voice in this world that would love for you to convince you that you're alone, but you're not ever alone. God is standing right next to you. He wants you to live your life and make your decisions, but He's always there to help. And if you ever feel yourself getting in a situation where things get out of control, just put your hand on your shoulder, because God's got His hand on your shoulder all the time. He's just shaking His head sometimes, going, "My poor child is not too bright." You're right, God. I'm not too bright, but I'm trying. But what you want to do is put your hand on your shoulder and say, "Lord, I'm in some fixes now. Come into my life, please. Convince me to stop the path I'm on, and please help me to be a better person, so that I can show people how wonderful the Lord is every day, just through my life example." And we thank you, God, for being in my life. We thank you, God, for being in this world, and we praise you and we thank you for everything. Folks, God bless you. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you next video. Hopefully with less pepper. Woo! Wow, man. It's coming after you. Wow, man. It's coming after you.